All right, welcome back to the HPT live webinar. We're going to break down some trades week ending 2/22, 2025. Man, we got a lot going on in this market. And more importantly, what I want to break down, I mean, we talk about it every single week, but the repeatable approach. And the reason why all I do is preach repeatability is because until you have a repeatable approach, you're never gonna see any consistency. I don't care how smart you are, how much what you think, what strategy you're using. Until you can repeat it appropriately, your results are going to reflect that. So I want to break down this week. I made some mistakes this week, and I also made some great trades. Right. So the goal of this webinar is to go over basically what's working for us and what isn't. Right? Like market conditions are constantly shifting. There's tons of stuff always going on. But more importantly, we need a time and place to get together and be self-analytical. We have to dive into where we're at mentally, emotionally, physically, trading wise, right? Like, are you following it? If not, why? Right? Because until you measure it, it's not real. Right? This is why we go so hard on the data reports now, right? Like until you measure it, it means nothing. Not to the world, but more importantly, not to you. I got so many traders that come to me and, talk to me about, consistency and this and the third, but they're not measuring themselves. They're not holding themselves accountable. So therefore, the progress is going to be non-existent. So let's break down some trades. I'm going to put on my HPT indicators here. I got the pit numbers on, and I got this new one, open print. It just refreshes every open. Very, very effective here. Monday, I made a mistake, right? But I made a video on this. It was phenomenal. Monday, I failed to execute, right? It's kind of tough because I'm really big with moving averages on all time frames, and I'm constantly monitoring the 1 hour time frame. And there's certain principles, right? Like when you get extended from a moving average, there's a very high chance that you're going to get a snapback, right? Or there's going to be some chop. So Monday we got this super large sell-off 5 minutes before the bell, and then we had this green candle come into the open. And when I should have been shorting this, I didn't. Right? I had my finger on the short button when we retested. Notice the green bar here, right? Very nice, beautiful GBI. Right off open print. We're closing below the open. We don't have that large of a wick to the upside, showing us that sellers are showing a lot more strength. And then this candle wipes this one out. This should have been a short for me. And then when price came into the moving averages, this should have been a short for me. I didn't take it short because the 1 hour time frame was very extended, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the conclusion I came to is I ended up going long on this candle here, which is a little different than the way I trade. But I've been doing a lot of back testing on this strategy. I've been, the reversal trading, and I took this long, trading into the 1 hour 9. So if I pull up the 1 hour 9 here, you'll see, which is this blue line right here, we're very extended. So when we're very extended and I see weakness on sellers, I'm going to long into this blue line, right? Because there's a very high chance that we're going to get a snapback here. And this was off end of day. This was off previous day open print, right? This was a large demand zone here. So this was a valid long play, if you ask me. I had a great entry, held through this pullback here, got a nice rally up, and then I added to my position, trying to target open print for that last little scalp right there up, and price went against me. But what I'm proud of here, Todd, is I didn't give none of it back, right? Like when we talked last week, if you're in a winning position, never let it go red, right? Like if you're up 20%, never let it go red. And that's one thing I was proud here. I didn't let that go against me.
Yeah, I've made that one of my sins. I cannot do that.
Yeah,
That's and it's kind of a game changer. You like we talked about the football game defense. Defense holds the other team to 0 points. Most of the time, you win the game.
correct. Same principle.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie though, this trade. You guys, anyone that watches this and the whole team knows I'm not that big on reversal trading, but that doesn't mean it's not a solid approach. This trade, there was a lot of the main reason I took the long was because the 1 hour extension, right? And I'm still gathering a lot more because it kind of contradicts our theory of, this green bar here being ignored. These are sellers and conditions are still bearish. But at the end of the day, there's still opportunity when the chart looks like this, right? There's a lot of opportunity right here. The snapback's going to happen. And it actually did. You can see here, look, it climbed right back into the 1 hour 9, just not when I wanted it to, right? So that's food for thought. But yeah, it was definitely a solid trade. The only thing I didn't like about this day was me not taking the morning short play. That's what I didn't like, right? Because consistency, your approach is everything. Tuesday, I took two trades this day, and the first one was a loss. And check it out, but my execution was flawless. I had beautiful execution here. Prices selling off below open print, no moving average cross, so I'm not really doing nothing. And we're looking at these days, and what I've failed to um, talk about is how low the volume was. Like the volume this day was horrible. It was so low, extremely wicky. We did a great job holding off, and then price rallied here, and then we got that retracement, that 50% retracement, and you can see here we got this red bar ignored, went long, and I got stomped out, right? And this is the thing. This strategy works 76% of the time. This was a perfect trade. Was it frustrating? Absolutely. But I never let this trade go against me more than one bar, and I executed it flawlessly. And remember, Todd, me failing to execute Monday, right? This is why execution is so important. Monday, I failed to execute, so I missed a winning trade. Tuesday, I execute perfectly, but it just happens to be one of those losing trades, the 24 out of 100 that go against you, right? So how does that reflect your equity curve? Now you got two losses instead of a 1-1, right? See, that's why execution is so damn important, because if you're not executing properly, your equation is no longer valid. Your equation, meaning your 76% win ratio, you execute, it only works for you if you execute appropriately, right? So once again, I did a great job this day. I have nothing, I have no issues with this long play. I think it was great. Very large candle to the upside. Am I gonna not? I would take this trade 100 times over, right? We got the data to back it up, so be it. So I got stopped out of that trade right there. Price ended up cooking up. And then right here, once price came back into the 1 hour 9, you can see here we got a nice pump up to high of day, or damn near. And one of the main reasons I took this here, I took this long off the 50, was because look at the sell-off right here. Notice, this is so important. Notice no green bar being ignored here to the downside, right here. So let me ask you this, right? How many times in your past did you see something like this and go, oh shit, I'm gonna miss it. Let me FOMO in, right? Oh, sellers are here, they're cooking. I don't want to miss it, right? I'm getting in short. And then this happens. Whoop. Well, how can we learn what can we use as a visual to not take this short, right? How can we make this make sense? And this is what I've come up to. The law of polarity. What goes down comes up in a similar fashion. So notice, there is no green bar being ignored. Therefore, the trend is unhealthy. The trend is unhealthy. We don't trade unhealthy trends. We watch them and then capitalize on its unhealthiness. I've literally chased shit like this for so long, and it used to get me every single time. I swear, every time I hopped in short at the bottom of this candle, I'm like, oh man, it's gonna happen again. What are you doing? Look at this. This is literally a sell-off. There's no buyers present. Buyers are sidelined. You know where the buyers are? Right here. Buyers are right here. They're not buying this. They're buying this. Right? So anytime I see all color, like look at this right here. This is so important, bro, because this helps. This keeps me from FOMOing in. Right? Look at this. Look at this trend here. Rally, red bar ignored. Rally, red bar ignored. Right? This is valid trend to the upside right here. Right? This is healthy. We can call this healthy. It has structure. Sellers are trying. Buyers are just stronger. Now, look at this little trend right here. There's no GBI. It's just red, 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 red. So once it comes into the previous RBI, this is where you're looking for buyers. What else did this have? It had a line up right with the 50 EMA. I'm sorry, the 9 EMA on the 1 hour. Look at that. That blue line, that horizontal line, 1 hour 9. Perfect hit. Aligning with the 50 EMA, I gotta take that. That's it, and it literally just how it went down, same way it went up.
Yeah, what day we on, Josh?
Tuesday, 2/19.
Tuesday. Yeah. I got you.
That right there, it was and playing back up into PDH.
Right.
Really good play right there. And then price just ended up rallying all day. I ended up walking away from the charts. But look at this. I mean, beautiful. Oh, that's when we had news. I actually hopped out of another trade right there too because I was scared because news. Scared money don't make money. That's a fact. I went long again. I took that long and then I took this long. And then as price news was right here at 2, price was coming into this level. I didn't want to risk it. Hopped out of the trade, and then she rallied. I was pretty sick about that, but it's all good because we got repeatability.
Yeah, Josh, can I bring up a few points on this chart?
Absolutely.
You don't mind?
Yes.
I know I say a lot of the same stuff, but
Me too.
It's just it's how I trade a lot of times. So. And going back and look at it, I tell you, I got a 5-minute chart and a 2-minute chart next to each other, and that's kind of how I play it.
Yeah.
But that 11 o'clock bar, your time, is 10 o'clock over where I'm at, but 11 o'clock right there. I like playing the 20 bounces. Either if it don't bounce off the 20 on the 2, then I go to the 5 and see if that 20 will hold on the 5. And if I see it, that 20 holding, and it got that big wick, and then that green takes out the top of that red, that's my entry.
Where? Hold on.
Then,
which candle are you getting in on?
That 11 o'clock candle your time?
Oh, yeah. Right there.
Yeah. Yep. And then if you notice later on in the day, I'm just sitting here, and I always say I want my 20 respect. And if you go to that 1 o'clock, or 2 o'clock your time right there. See that comes down in that 20 and it stops the price from going down?
Yeah.
When I see that, I'm waiting for a green to take out of a red.
Right there. That 2 o'clock was perfect. I literally stopped out a minute before it, and I was like, bro, this thing's gonna cook. Like right here, once I seen this, right here, I'm like, oh man. It's gone. Yeah. Like you could see it.
Took the RBI.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bam. Like you could see it respect that 20, and it's just over. Like and once again, the power of moving averages is just crazy. This day, 220, phenomenal day. This right here is this shit like this. It's so crazy. So I've done a lot of data collection. And I've found There is a 76% chance that this edge of ours will present itself, which is just the moving average cross, GBI, RBI off open print, right? There is a 76% chance that this is going to present itself. And then when it presents itself, there is a 76% chance that it's going to be a profitable trade in at least a dollar direction. Days like this is what we live for. I was so proud. Darren made 330% this day on this trade. Absolutely disgusting, bro. Darren literally entered this. He got in it a little bit before me. I got in right when this candle broke this guy. Very simple approach. You guys know it. At what was it? 9:39 or something like, or I forgot the time exactly, but basically, break. Notice here, we're holding below the 50, bearish, right? Open print closing below the 50, bearish. GBI comes into the 50, closes below it. Look at this, closes below it, bearish. Then this guy comes up, comes down, breaks the bottom. I'm in it. Once I'm in it, 1 minute later, I just made a YouTube video on this trade. 1 minute later, she sinks. I take this trade down to this yellow line, which was previous day open print. 78% ROI on this alone. That's it. So, like, think of that, bro. 78% ROI. On $1,000, you made 780 off this very simple approach. Look what we're risking. I got in this trade at like 611.19. The top of this is 611.46. Bro, I'm risking 20 cents on this trade. This right here is the HPT blueprint. This right here is the bread and butter of our, and it's common. Is what I'm getting at is it's common. Out of 100 trades, this will happen 76 times. Like, bro, I'll take those odds over and over. Like, it's so crazy. Understanding the data behind it just gives it so much more validity, and like, it is what it is, but it's only effective if you can pull the trigger. That's it. So that's why I'm constantly going, okay, like when I log these, I go, all right, close below the 50. Because as our data collection increases, I want to find more patterns. I want to find, like, that's how I figured out what's a healthy trend, like look at the moving averages here. We have no extension. So when I see something like this, I go, how far away are we from the 9? Is there any fuckery that can happen? Is there any snapback that can happen on a larger time frame? No. Or on a smaller time frame? No. I have to enter this. And that was exactly what we did. Beautiful trade, one and done. Darren literally held it to the low of day retest, and he killed it. I was so, and you know, it just goes to show he scaled out appropriately. Like right here, he booked with an X amount, and then here he finished it. It was flawless. I was so happy. And he wasn't the only one. There was tons of traders on the team that day that cracked that, and I was just so pumped because, like, and I don't want to spend too much time on this, but you know, once again, there's two scenarios. We're either going up to EOD and PDH, or we're going down to PDL and pre-open print. 50-50 perspective. Don't complicate it. Simplify it. Buyers are either going to take the open. There's 76% chance that buyers are going to take the open. There's an 88% chance that a market imbalance is going to happen. So how could you not pull the trigger? You know what I mean? Beautiful trade.
Yep.
Beautiful.
That's why you traded.
Yep.
That's why we traded that way.
Yep. Bro, Todd, there's literally no better way. And if they're like, I don't even want to say it like that. I just want to say I'm so thankful that we have a strategy that's so tailored to capturing opportunity, right? Like like, bro, where else can you find a strategy where you're risking one bar that repeats itself as much as it does, right? Like, it's so crazy. Think I'm crazy?
Did you see the GBIs on the 2 minute?
Oh my God, they were insane. They were insane. Look at this. Look at that off the 50.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's how, like, think about it. We talk about healthy and unhealthy, right? What added to my confidence on this trade was the moving average relationship. Like, what helped me hold this trade was the moving average relationship. Look at, even on the 2 minute, we're never getting that extended from the blue line. And even when we do, once we come back into it, look, like, even if you missed this morning play, this is a perfect entry. Why and how? One reason, moving average. Look at bro, there's no extension. Once it tags it, it sells off. That's why we use them, and that's why we use them the way they do. Even right here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Say you take that 956 bar. Look at the risk on that thing and what you get.
Yeah, there's none. There's no risk on this. Like, you're even on an extremely volatile day, this candle's 33 cents. So if you get in at 609, you're literally risking to the top of that candle. Really good trade. Really good trade. One and done. Murdered it. And then Friday, I had so much shit I had to do Friday. I was able to capture one trade. Banger, complete banger. So in the morning, I got in front of the charts right here on this candle. And so I didn't get this entry. But once again, open print, moving average cross right here. Moving average cross, open print, GBI. That's a sell entry. Now ready? Look at the moving average. We're right next to the 9 on the 1 hour, and there's no extension here on the 5 minute. It got a little frustrating for me because I missed that entry, so then I couldn't really find an entry here because there's no green bar. But you know what we did? We stayed patient, and that's what I was proud of. Made no trade, didn't force nothing, patient, and then I got another green bar here, right? And I didn't enter in on this one because it was so extended from the 1 hour 9. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do the next best thing. I'm gonna draw a box around it. Anytime you get a green bar or red bar ignored, do this. Now, we drop below PDL. I don't want to take it here because look where that 1 hour is. All the way up at 608 or 609. So even though this is a beautiful green bar ignored here, you have to remain aware of your moving average on the 1 hour time frame. Otherwise, this is going to happen to you right here. Right? So instead of chasing at the end of the trend, figure out where your 1 hour 9 is, because the microcosm, the principle tells us extensions lead to pullbacks. So use that for your benefit. I don't recommend going long on this because the aggressive selling, but what I do recommend is you waiting for the retest of that green bar ignored, and then wait for a red to take out a green. I'm in short at 607. Right here, in short. Stop above this green candle at like 607.5. Look at this. Almost hits it. There she goes. Once I seen this green take out, or this red take out this green, I was really confident here. Closing below previous day low, too. This is a sign of weakness. Right? Like, even though this kind of looks bullish off previous day low, don't chase it. Follow the 1 hour trend. Got in short, came up, retest PDL, and caught this move right here for I think is a really good trade right here. This was another 80% winner.
Yeah, that 20 stopped that price
Yeah.
from going up.
Yep. Bro, when you see that, I don't care if you just trade the 20. Like, this was beautiful.
Yeah.
Even this little chunk I just right here, 80%. If I had held this, these contracts ended up going over 1,000%. Right? So we're getting better. We're redefining our approach, how we trade, what we trade. But overall, this was a great week. I had a couple losing trades. It's gonna happen. What do I take from it? Right? You're like, I don't want to say a losing trade. I want to call it a stopped trade. Right? I heard this online and it made a lot of sense to me. If you're driving your car and you approach a red light, you stop. You don't exit the journey. The journey still continues. You just stop. Right? That's why stop losses are there, to stop you from the trade. Right? I don't want to call it a losing trade because it's not a losing. Like, for it to be a loss in my mind, I have to break my approach. I have to break character somehow. Other than that, it's just a trade that has been stopped. Right? Like, I really want to shift the way I view losers, or unprofitable trades. And once again, just keep focusing on execution. And this is what you're gonna get. You master the execution, and you can't lose.
I agree.
It was a good week, man. Go ahead, Todd.
Yeah, I took that 9:48 candle on the 2-minute, and this is one of those trades. I look for this every day. That 9:48 bar.
Yeah, right here.
Josh, you've heard it plenty of times. You probably know what I'm gonna say.
Break it down, bro.
That 9:48, and I'm watching this thing kind of bear flag move, and that 9:48 candle blows out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars of consolidation.
Yeah.
A clear stop above, easy stop.
Yep.
I like to define the stop before
the entry.
As I'm seeing that bar flush and knock out those 5 bars, because there's buyers here.
Yeah.
What just happened?
Right.
They're fixing to stop out of that thing.
Yep. Yeah.
And then we had a little support. You see that green bar, and then it flushed. It come back and touched that zone on the 2-minute.
Yeah.
That GBI zone.
Yep.
And then once I see that bar wipe out them 4 or 5 bars right there,
boom.
That's just simple for me. I'm taking that every time because of the risk.
Yeah.
Is there?
I like that trade so much, and like, you got this wiping all them out. You got the healthy trend.
Yep.
You're right next to the 1 hour 9 here, right? You're less than $1 away from the 1 hour 9. That's good. Right, I'm doing a lot of study. Like, if you see a GBI or an RBI next to the 1 hour 9, it's usually a very highly probable trade. That is like it whatever direction the GBI or RBI is telling you. If you're next to that 1 hour, it adds to my confidence through the roof, because it's healthy. Healthy trends continue. Unhealthy trends are chop in reverse. Learn to see the difference, and you will always be on the right side of the market. Great trading, bro.
Yeah, the more I trade that setup right there,
that's it.
The better I'm getting at it.
Yeah.
And I can see it a lot
easier,
a lot cleaner now. And then we talk about structure all the time. That's support, turn, resistance. It's fast. It's on a 2-minute, but I mean, you can see it clearly.
Oh yeah, yeah. The lows become the highs. Bam.
Right.
And then so on and so forth. And then ready? It works on the 2-minute. If it works on the 2-minute, it works on every time frame. Like, traders are like, oh, does it work on the 5-minute? If it works on the 30-second, It works on the
Yeah.
2 hour. These principles, it's so full